Hey y'all, sorry about that. I don't know, my one of my webcams is like acting crazy and it was frozen. It would not move. So, had to swap that out. Hey, welcome in everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Child, I'm going to an event tomorrow, so don't mind me and how raggedy I look tonight, y'all. Hey Big Kev, hey King Killer. Dakota, Nia Love, Tink Loves Music. Hey Keish. Hey Tamara. Hey Shanoa. Hey Zai Ultima. Happy birthday! Come on. Happy birthday, Zai. Welcome in, y'all. I think my audio is good. I think everything is good. Hopefully. Chill. Everybody give Zai some dope birthday wishes. Because that is so amazing. I hope you feel so loved and cherished and special, blessed, all that jazz on this day. Birthdays, I love birthdays, so I always want people to just feel so special on their birthday. Well, thank you, Kofi. I appreciate it. Thank you, Melissa. Hey, y'all. Hey, Katie. Hey, Naya. Hey, Melissa. Nice just popping in real quick. Shari. Hey, Boo. Melrose 1. Hey, Jamie. Hey. Y'all. This episode was a lot. And it wasn't even like explosive or anything. But it was just a lot going on. Wait, it was Kofi's birthday too? Happy belated birthday, Kofi. My gosh. All y'all Aries. These Pisces and Aries season, Lord. Even though Aries, man, y'all are a special breed, bro. Y'all are definitely a special breed. Yes, I hope y'all both had amazing birthdays. I know it's the end of the day today, Zai, and then Kofi, when your birthday was, I hope that you just felt so special. Hey Dion, welcome. New sub. Welcome to the crew. The tribe is lit here. We have some really dope conversations and connect over some of our favorite series and the characters that are in them. Naya says this episode was by far her favorite this season. We'll have to say hands down the performances, the directing, the content. Who? So the director is Matthew Cherry, and shout out to Matthew Cherry. I met him years ago at this indie film fest when he was really doing the indie circuit for his short film, his short film that he shot on an iPhone. It was called 9 Rides, and it was starring Dorian Missick, and it was so good. And to watch his trajectory, like Matthew Cherry did 9 Rides, and he went on to do Last Fall with Nicole Bahari and Lance Gross. I've always enjoyed him as a director, and he utterly bodied this episode. So that's who the director was. It looked amazing. As you mentioned, the freaking performances, the dialogue, everything was so great. All right, so everybody drop in the chat what you thought of today's episode, how you feeling about it. Yeah, we're gonna do that first before we even talk about predictions, because I am having so much anxiety thinking about next week being the season finale. First of all, what are we gonna do without Bel Air? That's the first thing. How I'm supposed to still function? How I'm supposed to just go back on about my life and wait for them to produce a second season? Like, how? And then 2, what is finna happen with Will Goofy ass? Because he out here talking about he don't want to know about his daddy, but boy, you gonna want to know. It's stressful. Hey, Tanisha? I'm gonna say it like that. Tanisha, welcome in, new sub. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the channel. We are growing and blossoming. Welcome to the tribe, child. Welcome to the tribe. Will Uncle Phil run for judge? That is my guess. That is what I think. I think his next thing is gonna have to be he's gonna make that pivot, because and I hope that y'all watch my breakdown video before y'all hop on here, because I don't want to hear about, oh, Erica ain't giving Uncle Phil no credit. She just want to rag on him all the time. That breakdown video was for me to give him what he deserves and all of that. However, I don't know how long we're going to be living in the Phillip sacrificing himself era. I feel like it's going to be short-lived, I fear. And I could totally see him pretty much making an almost instant pivot to like, all right, well, maybe I want to be a judge. But, okay, Katie says the episode was a 10 out of 10. Melissa says loved it, 9 out of 10. Dakota says 10 out of 10. Zai says 11 out of 10. Naya says it's a 10 for me, maybe a 10.5. Yes. The episode had you in tears, Zai. That's real. Yes, everybody also liked the video. I'll be forgetting about stuff like that because I honestly, y'all, it has taken me a while to even come to the understanding that I am a YouTuber. Y'all should have seen me for this last year of like refocusing on this channel and building this channel. People be like, oh, you're my favorite YouTuber. I'm like, I'm a YouTuber. Like, I literally hit my friends up like, hey, am I a YouTuber? I do so many things, y'all. And this channel is honestly like it's a love. Like, I literally talk about these shows because I really love it. Like, I'm really into storytelling and all that. So, like, this channel is, like, it's not easy to do because it's a lot of work, but it's easy for me to sit and just have deep conversations about this stuff. So, I didn't really think about it until most recently. And now I got to do all the things of telling you to like the video. If you're in here right now, make sure that you like the video. It's free 99 and it helps the channel get found, the content get found. If you like the conversation, hit the like button so that other people can also maybe be exposed to it and love it as well. Kofi says it was a 10. Dion says it was a 9 out of 10. Will and Phil talking about the packet, y'all. The remake of how they did this in the scene was amazing. I just totally agree with Geoffrey. Like, this was the perfect opportunity for Phillip to be like, you know what? Open the packet, son. I'm here for you. I got you. Whatever's in it, we'll deal with it together. And what his goofy ass do? Grab the packet, allow Will to go on, still in the dark, and then decides to confront Geoffrey on some, like, I just, oh, thank you, Naya. Naya is like one of like just a great friend who's going to remind you that you pop in and that you that, and she's really helping me get comfortable with that idea, y'all. So shout out to Naya. Anyway, that's real. I do. I was literally like texting and sending my friends voice notes like, hey, they're calling me a YouTuber. Am I a YouTuber? And they're like, Erica, get the hell off my phone. What the hell you think you are? Of course. Zai says, like the men conversations where two men shared their feelings without fighting had me in tears. I wish our men could do that. All right, so let's pick a place to jump in, y'all, because it was so many things. I think, Zai, because it's your birthday, we're going to go ahead and start there. Because the scene with Geoffrey and Phillip was so powerful. Seeing them at odds in that way, like on two very specific sides of a point, but then they have so much love for each other, but then it's a bunch of contention, and then Phillip's talking about he don't trust him, but you still hugged him at the end, and y'all pounded, and y'all agree to disagree and go your separate ways healthily, and it's just like, what? Am I in an alternate universe? Like, is this actually happening? Are brothers out here doing that? And if so, can y'all please vlog it so that all of the women can just watch y'all and enjoy y'all come to really healthy places within your arguments? It was so hot. I mean, I know it wasn't supposed to be, but I was just looking at them like, my God. I'm gonna need to manifest this for my husband, because it was definitely given. It was, Geoffrey reading Phillip down was given. Like, yo, fellas, get you a Geoffrey. Get you a Geoffrey, because even in how he read him down, he did so still with respect and love in the way that he was speaking, but he told him all the truth. Like, yo, you selfish. Yo, you got your family out here sacrificing for you. You steamrolling over people. And you know what? We love you anyway. We've been rocking with you. But guess what? This time you're going a little bit too far, my dude. You're going too far. I'm just in awe, honestly. Like I'm just in awe. Melrose says, I wanted to find out who Will's father is. However, it was important for him to understand that Uncle Phil is his father, the respect for that man in his life. Uncle Phil isn't his father, though. That's the T. But I see what you're saying. And I do appreciate, him honoring Uncle Phil and stepping up and being a very strong male role model in his life. But at the end of the day, it's nothing that Uncle Phil can do to actually be his father. And like the pushing of this under the rug and running from it, like, while I do give Phillip credit for this episode, I'm coming with a video to break down and like go on both sides of what I feel like his motivation could be. But I want to, take time and give him space and give him some credit. He has it seems like he has a habit that I'm starting to acknowledge, that he runs from or avoids the things that he just doesn't want to deal with. And it's like, that ain't gonna work, sir. Dakota says Phil fired him because he couldn't take the truth. Geoffrey called him out on his BS. Yes. Uncle Phil is a prideful man. He reminds me of Billy Baker. Lawrence, I was looking at him the same in this episode. Tink Loves Music says that is why Uncle Phil is not fully redeemed yet, but I saw growth. Yes. Phil was in the wrong, which is why he is trying to throw his power around. He didn't have nothing else. And that part speaks to like, he is taking baby steps towards growth, but it's not like full steps, because to me, real growth with Phil would be like, I was wrong, and not trying to grasp at something as he's losing the argument or the fight or whatever and throw something else in there. Just take the L. Like, to me, it's a lot of strength. It's a lot of power. It's a lot of growth that's shown when people can take an L respectfully. Zai says men don't get to do that. It was powerful to see two black men express and accept. Why do you think that men don't get to do that, Zai? Like, why? Now, he says you can see all of the emotion, love, and respect in that confrontation with all the tension. Who? Adrian and Jimmy bodied that. Facts. Nia says that Phil needs to get Geoffrey back ASAP. Them kids about to run his ass crazy while Viv is gone. Yes. That moment that Geoffrey stepped up to him like that, I was about to pop off. He was about to pop off. But he kept his composure because the love is too strong. So good. So when Phillip said whatever he said about his son, I was like, you want to take it there? And then Geoffrey stepped forward. I said, at this point, it's out of our hands. Just go hit him with the 2-piece real quick, because he should have never brought up your kid, okay? He should have never brought up your kid. His house is a mess. If he wanted to bring up your kid, maybe you need to bing bing real quick so that we can reset this. But he didn't, y'all. He didn't. He stepped up. He kept his composure. He kept his love and respect for this man, but they let him know that you might have crossed that line. You might have want to back, okay? Because you know what I'm capable of. You might want to back, okay? King Geoffrey. He rewriting Geoffrey? Well, I guess that was Joffrey in Game of Thrones. But yes, King Geoffrey. Kofi says, when Phil shed a tear that took me out. It's rare to see black men show their emotions. Too often society always denigrates black men showing vulnerability. Our women need to see that side of us. Y'all women need to see it, okay? I want to see all of it. Give it all to me now. Inject black men's vulnerability into my veins. I want to see it. It is so powerful. It is sexy. It is everything. Like, I don't know how we change the narrative. Bye, Dion. Thank you so much for checking in. I don't know how we change the narrative, but by God, let our black men cry and yell and love each other and talk quietly but sternly and stare at each other down, or whatever you need to do, whatever that full range of whatever the emotion is. Let our black men have that, okay? Let them have that, because we need to see it. Period. Period. Naya says, I struggle with Phillip because you can see his capacity for love there, but he just lets his pride, ego, and ambitions eat him up and everyone around him. He is going to drown under his own carelessness. That's a lot. I mean, you right, Naya. You right. You are so right. Phil gonna be lost without Viv and G. He doesn't realize how much they do for him, but he gonna find out real quick. That part. What's up, DeMarcus? Happy Thursday to you as well. And how is Will a snitch? Y'all just... I got a question. When people when y'all... You know what? I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna let it ride. Hey, DeMarcus, welcome in on this good Thursday. I hope you are well, love. I hope you are well. Lauren says, I love that Geoffrey called him Phil, and Phil deep down knew he was in the wrong about Will. Seeing those tears from Phil's eyes hurt me, man. The thing about it, though, Lawrence, is like, he dropped the tear, cool. You know that you're in the wrong, cool. But then you still let him go. You talk about you gotta fire him because you can't trust him. This man just showed you that you could trust him better than anybody other than Vivian. He gonna tell you the truth. He ain't no damn yes man. He ain't like your little raggedy campaign manager played by that damn Duane Martin, who's raggedy in and of himself. Like, but you can't trust him. He gotta go. Now we gotta stage a family emergency, yada, yada, yada. To me, I just need Phillip to, apologize. And I need him to sit in the fact that he's wrong. The fact that he still went forth of, yeah, I'm going to have to let you go because I don't trust you. Negro, you don't need to trust yourself because you're leading yourself astray. I got you. You don't got yourself. Geoffrey really gave Phillip a reality check. He needed it. Yes. And I was like, oop, not the chocolate men about to tussle. You in the hood now, baby. Yo, I love Lil' Kim so much. Shout out to her. Oh, DeMarcus, you saying that Will is a snitch because he told Hilary that Carlton was on drugs? She ain't their parents, so that don't count. She's a damn sibling. That don't count. Kofi, I think that brothers don't show their emotions, one, because society has tried to condition y'all to not do it the same way they condition us to not do it. They condition black people to think that, we can't show emotions because that compromises our position within society or how people view us. And then they also don't register our emotions the same way they register others, the same way that white women's tears will always go further than my tears will. And then because of the societal conditioning, it also becomes internalized within our black love structure that I think a lot of women might have been allow themselves to be misinformed and influenced or not want to promote for their men to be vulnerable. So it's kind of like a twofold thing that's happening, which is why when we talked on live last week, I was telling you about how it's important for black men to find their tribe and curate their tribe and find people that they're going to be able to be around that lift them up and allow them to be themselves fully. Yeah. Yes, Royal did say that on his Instagram. Okay, I'm caught up. Yeah, Nia said the same thing. Yeah, and Hilary didn't do nothing with the information, but just say, yo, you saw this actually happening, so you need to go talk to him. As she should. DeMarcus, I'm sorry, baby, but low-key, you focus on the wrong things. We got other things to tend to. We got one episode left, and you in here talking about Will a snitch, about Carlton in here inhaling drugs like he done lost his damn mind. Yeah, DeMarcus, I see what you're saying, baby, but no. No. That is the least of our concerns right now. Yeah. And honestly, DeMarcus, this is what I'm going to say on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on. Though that type of mentality is what keeps us in spaces of hurting and never getting to a place of healing. Because if Will's supposed to hold the fact that Carlton is running up Xanax and Coke and whatever else that's going to lead to, and not be able to speak to people who have grown up with him, lived in this house, and also knows this environment that is not the parent, then you expecting a little bit too much from him, baby. And you ultimately don't want him to be helped. You don't want him to be supported. You don't want him to be healed. You just want his secret to be held. And personally, that's not anybody goal for me. Like, that's not a goal for me. If Will's secret being held was going to cause him additional pain and anguish within his life, then the secret needs to be let out, and whoever can help needs to be let in on it. We create these things within our culture, within society, of like this bro code and sis code and this code and don't be a snitch. If you need to get fucking help, then sorry, didn't mean to drop the F-bomb, but if you need to get help, or I need help helping you, then I'm gonna need to say something. Okay? Enough with the, oh, you a snitch because you told this person secret, or you did this or you did that. He was very intentional about who he actually went to and spoke to about it. And to me, Hilary was the best person because she's a bridge between adulthood and where they're at. So she can understand where they're at, and she's lived the life that they've led, and she's a lot closer to it. But it's also not telling the parents, which will ultimately turn into maybe sending him to rehab immediately, or doing something, you know, a little bit bigger in reference to a reaction. So no, Will is not a snitch. He did not snitch on Carlton. He was not disloyal to Carlton. If anything, he was loyal to Carlton because he's outside of his depths of knowing what to do next, and he asked for resources to be able to go and help his cousin. I pray that you have people in your life to do the same if you are ever presented with similar situations or anything that it can be applied to. Moving on. Chanel says, I feel like I'm missing some key things with Carlton's redemption arc. I need him to acknowledge all that anti-blackness he was carrying and perpetuating, and maybe go to rehab if necessary. Ciao. I mean, I think Carlton is going to just be on a really, really long journey, because it's one thing of his like sobriety journey, but like something that was so uncomfortable for me in watching him in this episode is like how uncomfortable he seems like out in the world. He's so like very wound up and like looking at people and like, yeah, I know. And Will is being very personable. He's like, calm down. And you can see that he's so uncomfortable with Will's like personability and stuff. And I'm just like, is this your personality? Or is this fully the anxiety making you feel like you cannot move or speak or be when you're out and about in the world? And I think for me, at least, I'm looking forward to his redemption arc also being tied into his release arc, right? So like all of the things that he speaks about, he kind of speaks about them in reference to complaining. Like in this episode, he's like, oh, I want to make my dad proud, in the sports and the grades and the singing and the this. All of this I want to do to make my dad proud. And I'm like, the moment that you drop caring about what someone else's response is to what you do, and you start doing whatever it is that you want to do that's going to make your heart sing, that's going to make you proud, I think we're going to see a completely different Carlton. And it won't be until then that we'll actually see him, I think, redeemed because he'll be moving in a much more positive space. Right now, he's in a very neutral, like, he's just kind of existing, you know? And it's a little complicated and weird to watch. Oh, we're going to get on Lisa, Nia. We're going to get on Lisa, honey. And shout out to the person who was in the comment section said that I went too hard on Lisa in my trailer breakdown. Hey, Chi-Town girl. Oh, I hope you are, vibing out at work. I'm glad you're able to check in and listen. Thank you so much for joining. Nice says it's a long road for Tink Tink. He's very uncomfortable with just existing, and it's painful to watch his lack of being able to navigate just like basic life. Yeah. Like Carlton, honestly, I think it's going to be like a 2 or 3 season thing. Cause it's going to be like peeling an onion, honestly, with him. And I'm also wondering, like, how did he become that way? Is it because he's the only boy? Because Ashley is not taking nobody, and she got what she got going on, and maybe she gonna tell you, maybe she not. And Hilary doing whatever the hell she wants to do, and I'm just like, well, Carlton, why were you the only one bitten by the I have to do what people expect of me bug in this way? Carlton seems so uncomfortable in his skin. Yes, he really does. Yes. Honestly, Dakota, I'm surprised that nobody knew about his addiction either. Because I would have thought that, or like, at least, not that he's addicted, but at least that he was doing it. I was really surprised when Will told Hilary. I was surprised that she didn't know. Armani says, I feel like he's not used to moving in black spaces, so he's still code switching. His code switch is broke though, because he sticks out like a sore thumb. So then maybe we need to also see him in more white spaces to see how if he is more comfortable. Because the most comfortable I saw him is when he was Bobby Schmurdering to the little white boy yelling out the N-word. That was the most comfortable I've seen Carlton all season, and that's a problem. It was just the right amount of smoke police. Like, y'all live in the house with him, y'all see the signs, like the way he freaks out. You mean to tell me that you didn't feel a little curious? Yeah, I was really caught off guard with Carlton and how he started singing beautifully, and then all of a sudden he got anxious, and I was like, okay, so he got anxious looking out at the crowd. So is it like a social anxiety? Like, what is it? And he used to do it before, so like he used to sing with the church before. So yeah, they need to give us a little bit more when it comes to Carlton. They've given us tons for his little villain origin story. Now we need to see a little bit more so that we could try to figure out what his path would look like. Lauren said Carlton ain't never seen Love Jones and don't be eating collards. That's what we gotta do. We gotta bring Will Mama back and just keep feeding them, and then put Love Jones on repeat. We'll get them together. Carlton has a long road ahead of him. He's unpacking addiction, identity issues, and self-esteem issues. It's going to be a while. It is going to be a while. And while I think that it's great that him and Will have come to a really great place, I think that this is not going to be smooth sailing, because a big trigger, and until he goes to therapy, he's identified that Will was a trigger and him popping up, but a repeating trigger is going to be watching Will flourish in these social settings, because even seeing Will navigate the spaces beautifully makes him uncomfortable. And it's like, sir, you ain't the one talking. He the one talking to this girl. He fine. And you like, Will, come on, leave it alone. Don't talk to her. Like, okay. Nia said, okay, y'all want to talk about Lisa next, huh? Yeah, how does Geoffrey not know about Carlton? That's a question, because it seemed like Geoffrey know everything. He do need some black friends. Like, what is going on with Aisha? Have you called her back? Like, why haven't she been at the pool sitting and y'all talking? What is going on, Carlton? I'm gonna need you to get with it, bro. Will and Lisa out here flourishing up until this episode. I'm gonna need you to give Aisha a call, bro. She waiting. She gave you your black card back probationally. You don't take her out on at least 3 dates, you gonna get that joint snatched again. Come on. All right, so we going to Lisa. Y'all said I had just the right amount of smoke for Lisa. All Lisa did in this episode, honestly, was remind us that she is not an around the way girl. And you know what? That's our bad. Honestly, that's not even her bad. It's our bad, because we took to her immediately. She seemed so grounded and dope and just bomb. And we forgot that she was born in Bel Air. She showed in this episode that she was born in Bel Air. And that this mugshot is a problem and it scares her. I honestly did not register until I did the breakdown video, y'all, that I didn't have, like, I am a fan of Will. I don't know. Some of y'all feel like I'm just be letting Will off the hook with a bunch of stuff. But I don't take, like, if I see a mugshot for somebody, my instant thing isn't like, oh, they're a criminal. Oh, woo. And I didn't really realize it again until I did the breakdown video. And I saw somebody post a comment on the trailer video and was like, oh, well, most girls wouldn't respond this way. I really think it's because of where I come from. It really is being born and raised in Baltimore. Like, ain't nobody tripping about nobody mugshot, girl. I mean, I don't have one, but I know plenty of people who have them. And if you don't know the story behind it, then you can't judge anyway. But like, I'm waiting to judge one until I know the story behind it. Now, if you gonna kill 10 people, all right, you're gonna have to go on across the street. Okay, that's a whole different story. But like, things happen every day, B. Stuff happens every day in the hood. People get snatched up for doing nothing. What you're not going to do is be running around town with this damn mugshot on your phone talking about something. He's not who I thought he was. Oh my God. Really? Because he is. That mugshot ain't changed nothing. Once he actually told you what happened, it changed nothing. Everything was still very true from what you have experienced from him this entire time. It wasn't like he was acting like he was somebody different. You never asked him, have you been arrested? He ain't lie. Y'all saying, nah, she don't get off that easy. I just think that she just responded like that, y'all. Like, she responded like a girl who was born and raised in Bel Air and was manipulated by her father, who was using this information very, very strategically. Like, the way he framed it, he knew what happened. He knew Will ain't shoot nobody, but he ain't tell her that. He knew that nothing came of it. Nobody got hurt, but he ain't tell her that. So, of course, this little Bel Air black girl is going to be like, wait a minute, my new boyfriend has been to jail and has a mugshot, and he didn't tell me this, and I thought that we told each other everything. Girl, I mean, you might have told him everything because it was less to tell, honey. He got a little bit more life experience than you do, boo. But that's also part of what you really, really like about him, to be honest. All of those little instances run together, all of that life experience that he has developed in these 16, 17 years, that's exactly what you like about him. So guess what? He's exactly who you thought he was. And now you just have further context on how he got that way. Appreciative of life, not entitled, works hard for what he got to get, is able to code switch. Yeah. That mugshot is proof of some of that. Period, boo. I don't know where we're going from here because they had their little head-to-head moment. And I'm just like, okay, so maybe they okay, maybe they not. But then she still chooses to leave, and he still looks all depressed. And I'm like, all right, so y'all breaking up, or what the hell is actually going on here? I mean, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think is next for Will and Lisa? And let me read what y'all were saying about her specifically. Shanoa says that the jealousy that he has for Will would be an issue for Carlton. Yes. No, it says it was all I trust Will until it wasn't. Now it's you lied to me about who you are and you did what you did. Girl, pack it up. I can't. Zai says no, she don't get off that easy. Shanoa says yes, she reminded us that she's definitely the police chief's daughter. Yes, exactly. We thought Lisa was with the but I guess you in the hood now, baby. I'm sorry, sis, but Will don't owe anything. Like, just because you're dating this person doesn't mean that you need to know every damn detail about him. Okay? Like, I understand being upset about the lie, but changing your entire view of him based off of a mugshot was extreme to me. It was completely extreme. But again, y'all, we come from a different place than where she comes from. How many people do you think that she knows with mugshots? Will. Because even her little white homies are getting off. Like, their parents are buying them out of situations and stuff like that. Like, Will is the only person she knows with a mugshot. So that's why she's all in a tizzy. Then did she register that her dad did that to blackmail Uncle Phil? I guess we're going to have to wait and see, Armani, because that wasn't really clear. It was wrong. I mean, it wasn't clear to me. We just got her storm in, throw a tantrum, and then they laying their heads on each other. And I'm just like, okay, so where are we going from here? Because, girl, you got this boy stressed, and he got plenty of other things to worry about, like that damn envelope. We can deal with you later and what you feel about this mugshot. But this envelope is in the corner of the same room that y'all arguing in, okay? That is more important. We need to focus. We need to set our priorities straight. Tink Loves Music says, I was trying to figure out why she was continually asking him, was that him in the mugshot? There's no reason for the aggression. She proved that she was the daughter of a cop. Yes. And girl, it's like, go back to like y'all first fake date at that roller rink. Look at how he responded when you said that your father was the police chief. Clearly there's something there. You should have asked more questions, honey. I mean, because you're a black girl living in Bel Air, you're not exposed to, I guess, as much of what black men experience in reference to police. So, I mean, if I'm going out with a guy, I don't need to ask why he responded viscerally to a cop. But you do. And then she could have asked. Like, it would have been a different story to me if she specifically asked about his position on cops, how he's interacted with cops, or whatever the questions could have been. It would have been completely different if she would have asked him outright and he lied. For her to say, I don't feel like I know the first thing about you. Like, girl, you literally know the most. He's been the most honest with you. I can't. Nia Love says, period, Erica. He was different and interesting until reality set in, I guess. And we hate to see it, child. We hate to see it. I mean, Tink, she did tell him stuff. She told him everything there is to tell about about her mom, about her dad, and then her dad's little floozy, and how she feels about that. And she told him how she felt about Carlton and Carlton manipulating her. So she definitely has shared a lot. But again, she had less to share. That's why I can't let her off the hook, Zai. Kofi says, can someone, maybe the ladies, explain to me why she felt the need to bring up the fact that they slept together? Why is that relevant that she made? It seems like he manipulated her into giving it up. Do the ladies want to chime in on this? Because I have feelings, but again, I get picked apart because everybody's saying I'm just defending Will all the time. I'm gonna wait for people to respond, Kofi, and then I'll tell you what I think. But y'all, why do y'all think that she brought up they slept together? Naya says you would think that Will has multiple bodies with the overreactions all over the place. Like, Who did he kill? Nobody. Exactly. Shanoa says, I think that they will be back together soon, maybe by the end of next episode if she really comes to her senses. Dakota says the head touch was a little confusing. I still need closure for those two. Yeah. Lauren says, I think Will was Lisa's first, maybe at Kofi. That's why she brought up the sex part. Oh, I think that he was definitely her first. Yeah, she was grazing across the stage, ready to show up in the pool house again. So she's not going anywhere. Oh, she was gazing across the stage. I can't. Vanessa said, Will's on to the next. Y'all, no, Will loves that girl. Dakota says she never specifically said that Will was her first, but he probably was. I 100% think that he was her first. Naya says she need a minute for Will Lisa. Next episode needs to be called Apology Avenue because apologies need to be drafted by several individuals. I can't. Kofi, I think that she brought it up because in line with that train of thought of, oh, I don't know the first thing about you, she probably felt comfortable to give herself to Will because at that moment she felt like she knew everything that there was to know, and now she's realizing that there was more to know, so she feels very betrayed in that way. So that's why she brought it up. But again, hopefully the explanation clears that up because he did not take advantage of her. She sashayed her behind over to that bed and she knew that she wanted to do that way before he even revealed anything. So y'all not putting that on my man. Not that y'all are putting it on my man, but the universe ain't putting that on my man. He did not manipulate that girl into giving up the box. He didn't. She threw it at him, okay? And he happened to catch it. And I'm not mad at him for doing it, okay? Tamara asks, do you think that Carlton will be upset with Will hurting Lisa, or will he support Will by helping Lisa understand why Will needed to keep the secret? I don't think that he's going to be upset with Will now because he actually tried. Like, he was like, no, Lisa, you don't understand. And she's like, shut up, Carlton. I've thoroughly enjoyed that moment. So I don't think he's going to be mad at him about this specifically, no. Shari said, exactly. They act like he killed someone. He picked up a gun and fired it. Okay, that's a normal day in Philly. And in Baltimore, honestly. Let's do a vote. Alright, what are we doing a vote on? If he manipulated her? What are we doing a vote on? I agree though, Dakota. We should. We've been talking about a lot. I think that she felt like she was her most vulnerable with him maybe and felt like he wasn't really vulnerable with her. Yeah. Oh, that's what we don't know if Will was the first. Let's do that. Nia says he absolutely did not manipulate her. She made up her mind before they even got up to the room to charge her phone. Nah, you're never letting go of that commercial. We're forever going to be using that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear that Lisa was overreacting. And maybe y'all are right. Next episode, she comes back saying that she's overreacting. I'm kind of annoyed that... Okay. So I'm happy that Phillip stepped down and made the choice for his family. But the only problem with that is that Fred gets to go on and maybe win. And I don't think that Fred is actually a good man. I don't think that Fred is going to be a great DA. Like... So that's the only thing. Like, the community loses because he decided to choose his family. Wait, some of y'all think that this wasn't her first? Well, at least I know that Carlton ain't sleep with her. Based on her saying she wishes that they could stay there forever, I think it's a strong possibility that he was her first. Yeah, Nia, I agree. Everything about that moment that set up the dialogue, how they were looking, all of that said first time for her to me. Even him and like the way that he got consent from her, it felt like he knew that this was a thing. This wasn't just the first time that they were doing it, but this was a thing for her. Lauren says, yeah, Phil stepped down to protect Will and his family and to let his wife find her passion in the arts again. I hope that he stepped down to for his family. Part of me, like, there's a small part of me, y'all, that thinks that he did it because he felt like he was going to lose, and his ego is what made him do it, because he would rather do that than lose. And then he gets the upside of looking like this hero and looking like, because I don't know, it just came so quickly and freely. I was like, all of a sudden now you give a damn, now all of a sudden you paying attention and you listening. But again, I'm going to make a video where I'm going to deep dive into my thoughts behind the two things that I think could be motivating Phillip. And I think we're going to learn which one it actually is as we go on. Y'all think that Ashley will come out of the closet and tell her parents about her being bisexual? She out of everyone has no character arc. Kofi, I don't think that she's going to come out until she gets more grounded in what she... and how she wants to identify. We have heard her talk to Hilary and say that she don't know. Like, she can't say that she's this or she's that because she don't know. And I think that there's something to be said of, like, giving people the time and space to figure it out. Like, I personally don't think that she has to tell Vivian anything right now. Like, she doesn't have any questions. She is still healing over her first heartbreak behind liking this girl. Maybe she does like girls and boys, but maybe she don't want to identify as bisexual. I think that, like, as in society, we get so stuck on these labels, and I could totally see part of her arc being a thing of, like, maybe she goes through a thing of, like, rejecting labels. So I don't know if we're actually going to see Ashley come out specifically this season. And I'm looking forward to them developing her and showing her more next season. Out of everything, I'm not mad at her taking a back seat because we have so many characters. We have so many in-depth, complex storylines happening with everybody else. And, you know, she'll get her time. Like, maybe her story takes, you know, front and center next season and somebody else gets dialed back. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a trade-off when you are invested in a series. Like, this is a series that could literally go, you know, 7, 8 seasons. And those seasons will look like spotlights of different people. Zai, okay, I agree with you, but they was gonna lose anyway. If they got on stage and tear each other down, it would have hurt both candidates. That's true. I think Phillip if he making a decision to protect Will and himself from what he did, this is a secret that he's still running from, and clearly more and more people are finding out about it. Judge Robinson leaked that information, so to me, he needs to get in front of it and stop running from it. This would have been the perfect time. He had the opening arguments. He could have put it out there first. He could have, you know, related it to him being so relatable, and he could have wound up taking the high road by outing himself and speaking on all his issues, and then he could have, you know, he could have withdrew after he released everything, but then that would have taken the power out of Fred's hands to be able to use any of that against him. And I personally think that, like, with all these secrets, like, the longer you prolong them coming out, the worse they become. So just because he's withdrawn from the race, it doesn't mean that the Will, him, and Judge Robinson thing is never going to come up again. It's just going to be used in another way because it still has power to be used. Lisa wanted to smash bad. Will was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah, let's go." For some hours and hours. Word to Mooney Long. Ah, yes. He also stepped down to protect Lisa in a way, because if that cheating came out about her dad, that relationship would be ruined forever. Girl, that relationship been ruined, and that's coming out regardless. Whether Phillip says it or not, that's coming out. Hey, Vonsi. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know what that dang on allergies life be like, honey. Saw the episode, another good one. Definitely don't like the way that Phil handled Geoffrey. Not cool. Hopefully you feel better, Vaughn. Girl, get you some Benadryl. And go ahead, just get the good sleep that Benadryl give you. Samira says, I agree. Erica, Uncle Phil's responses to everything was just to confirm what he said on stage. I'm not quite convinced he was being authentic. Yes. Do you think that in the next season the tea will be exposed about Freddie Fred? It's gonna have to, honestly, because even though she don't know now, Lisa already has a problem with how his father is moving with this white woman and this baby. So like, this isn't a thing that's going to just disappear because nobody speaks on it. Shanoa says, the thing that I didn't understand is if the judge helped Phil, why would he tell Fred? Wouldn't that hurt him too? But that, my friends, is the definition of a real hater. Somebody who don't care about throwing their damn selves under the bus because they hate somebody that much that they want to make sure that they take them down. It's disgusting. Dakota says, y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, Carlton never smashed. He couldn't. He could never. Oh, poor Carlton. This is why he need to call Aisha. Listen, he needs to be putting in that time with Aisha, because maybe that will also help him too. Child, not me sitting up here talking about these damn teenagers getting it in. Melrose says, I thought that Uncle Phil stepped down because he didn't want the public to find out that he did something illegal to help Will out. That's part of it. Lauren says, I got a feeling that Bel Air is going to end on a cliffhanger and we will not get season 2 until next year. Yeah. The earliest we're going to get season 2, y'all, is probably going to be January. And I hate that for us. Like, I really hate that for us. What the hell are we supposed to do the rest of the year? Nice says we're going to be haunted by the fallout of this election for a while. Oh, yeah, we are. Fred needs to be exposed. Judgment Day is coming. So Marcus says that I don't think Aisha would have reacted the same way that Lisa did towards Will. I don't know, because was she born and raised in Beverly? Not Beverly. This is not All American. Was she born and raised in Bel Air? I think that that's the differentiating factor. If you born in Bel Air, you got a different view, a different scope. Hey, Kenny, welcome in. Zai says, this is how you deal with Reed, not what you was doing, but support your wife. Reed can't do nothing, can't do anything now that you support your wife over your own goals. That part. Carl's gonna get him a black girl and his whole world is gonna open up. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like it's only right. Carlton and Will need to go visit Philly, and he need to get him a Philly Jean. Like, he need to get him a girl that's straight out the hood in Philly, and like, let's see what she does for him. That will open him up for real. Naya says it was everyone trying to weaponize Will's trauma and trying to manipulate it to serve their own narrative. For me, I don't like it one bit. Yeah, honestly, I'm still like, damn it, poor Will, because he's really thrown into like the lion's den when it comes to him being in Bel Air. He does have more opportunities, and the world has opened up for him, but it's also just in more opportunities for him to do well. It's more opportunities for just people to infringe their negative energy and manipulation and all the other bullshit on him, and I hate it for him. Hate it. Fred will probably still lose to a white man. I don't want to wish that on him. I just want whoever's gonna be good, and we might be cutting our losses. I just hate it. I don't want Fred to win, but I also would love for them to have a DA that actually was about something. So I said, yes, come to Philly and get you a chick that's gonna take all your money. Zai said that, not me. I can't. Naya, the lines is blurring between All American and these people with their Beverly Hills entitlement and this damn Bel Air entitlement. It's just like they adjacent. The neighborhoods are adjacent. So listen, at this point, y'all are friends and all of y'all are like disconnected. Y'all wanted more Jazz and Hilary. I don't. They gave me the right amount because Hilary's still tripping, y'all. That man said he wanted to cook for you, girl. Hilary, he said he wanted to cook for you. And you talking about let's go back to your 5-star hotel and order room service? Made from somebody's little greasy, unwashed hands that they probably coughed over and then sent up to your room, lukewarm, made with absolutely no love. Girl. But I love Hilary though. I love me some Hilary. I'm taking her little her little Bel Air-ness in stride, and I'm realizing that this is part of her flaws. Her little bougie entitlement part that's gonna be part of her flaws. I accept her and I love her as she is. But girl, let this boy show you what this could be, honey. Just release Hilary and let Jazz show you what y'all's life could be. Crossover between All American and Bel Air. I can't handle it, honestly. I do not need Jordan Baker to meet Carlton, okay? Not at all. Especially while Simone not in town. No. Wait, what joke did you say, Naya? Oh, no, wait. Oh, fill in the blanks. Okay, that was kind of cute. The joke. She said the joke flop. I can't. You wanted to see their night at the hotel with room service? You know who didn't want to see it? Jazz, which is why we ain't see it. He looked at her like, okay. Like, girl, it wasn't as bad as her telling him, yo, you want gas money, but it's like, it was in the same realm, and I just want Hilary to step outside of her privilege for a second. Like, girl, do you know what your life could look like? Your love could look like? Keisha said she was planning on cooking, just not food. And I don't know, is it like something for her with like, is she worried about where Jazz might live and she know that he don't live in Bel Air? And I'm just like, girl, this is that man. So if you got a problem with that, then you might as well go ahead and really present that now and like, let's not do this. Because it's given that she's going to wind up being the one that's like trying to invite him over all the time or to the restaurants that he want to go to. And, oh, I can pay for it. And, oh, I'm good. And, oh, I'm that. And it's like, he ain't going to want to be dealing with that, as he shouldn't. Like, he wants to be able to bring what he feels like is his strong suits to the table as well. And if you completely dismissing, you know, what he brings to the table as if it's not good enough, like, girl, we can go ahead and cut this now. Nia Love says Jazz about to rock Hilary's world too. She just don't know it yet. If she let him, she just keeps stopping him before he can even fully get started. Not a man who can lead plans. Like, yes, where are we going? I don't give a damn. Okay. A man with some intention and some thought, some effort. Girl, do you know what these streets is looking like? You better stop playing, Hilary. You better stop playing, girl. Hilary is still bougie, so her being with Jazz is perfect. You got the black bougie princess and the black hood king. Only if she can accept it, though. That's the thing, Kofi. I think her thing is going to be accepting it. She is still due to be checked by Jazz one good time. It's coming. You right, Nia. It's coming. Maybe Hilary didn't want to waste any time and get right down to business. Then she should have been cuter and said something along the lines of like, how he was a meal and they could get dessert at her hotel or something. I don't know. But like, she should have said what she said. Because when I heard it and he heard it, I was just like defeated. Just like he felt defeated. Hilary and Jazz give me whiplash. Hilary being her Bel Air cloud, playing my boo. Playing him all the way to the left. And he being very patient with her. Lauren says that Jazz and Hilary are going to be boyfriend and girlfriend officially in season 2. Getting ready for the nickname from them, y'all. If Hilary damn lets it happen, y'all. Because I could totally see Hilary being the reason why they don't happen. Keish, okay, they went back to she definitely wanted to smash, but also like it's one thing for like y'all having sex, but like Jazz wants to also build in intention and time in this. He don't actually just want to be your F buddy. Like he actually feels like he's building up to be in a relationship. So I get it. Like going back to the hotel is like clear, like, okay, we can get it in, but he's also trying to find time to make it a little bit more intimate and not just sexual. And she is like shooting herself in the foot. Okay, y'all want me to vote on something, but I don't know what y'all talking about. Hold on, let me catch up. What are we doing? Voting on? Vote on what? DeMarcus, I said this in a video, I don't remember which one, but on a couple names that's what we're voting on. Give it time. The original Aunt Viv, I think, is going to be featured. This was just like a guest star role. I could totally see Janet Hubert coming into a bigger role later on in the series. So just because we don't see her now, like, don't get down or frustrated about that, because Will Smith, the actual Will Smith, has been very intentional about how he has supported this series in his executive producer functions, and they're strategically placing people for a reason. So people instantly got enraged, like, why is the second Aunt Viv in there and the first Aunt Viv is not? It's like, because I think a bigger role is coming for the for the first Aunt Viv. Not Zalary. Is that what we voting on, y'all? He don't care that you be towering over him, a short king. Yes. Nia, you have faith in her? Not Jallery. Jallery's the best you could do. Okay, I think that's what y'all saying we need to vote on. I thought, well, Lisa was going to be hard. Oh, Lord. Oh, I only get 4 spots. I only get 4 spots, y'all. Oh, wait, I typed that twice. So let me... These names look so funny. I can't. We don't know if she knows what she's doing. We don't know what her previous relationship was like. She might be bad in relationships. She might be, Tink. You might be right. What is Jazz's government name? Jazz isn't his government name, I don't think. Is it Jazzery? Jazzery. Well, Lisa's giving Willanda. I can't. You needed the 2 Z's? Jazzery? For Jazzery, has to have 2 Z's in it? Alright. Jazzery. Child. Jazzery. I hate how I sound saying it. But y'all like it? Now he said she can slide him on her way if he ain't gonna appreciate the babe. Listen. Cause these streets, the bar in these dating streets is in hell, Hilary. So when you get yourself a black king that know what he doing, you better act like you know, girl. Act like you know. Even if you don't, act like you know. Shanoa says, yeah, they could have gotten down to business at his house too. That's why it didn't make sense to me. Yeah, child. Yes, who else we need to talk about? We talked about Uncle Phil. We talked about Will and Lisa. We talked about Carlton. We talked about... We didn't talk about Geoffrey. Why do y'all think that Geoffrey's not with his kid or his kid's not with him? Because that's the only thing that's like itching my neck. Geoffrey's giving prototype black male vibes, like just really solid. But it's also like, what is going on with you and your kids, sir? And why don't you have them? What is happening? I need some clarity. Where's your family? We don't ever see you texting nobody, talking to nobody that don't have nothing to do with this Banks family. What is going on with you? What you got going on your side of the table? Oh, we do got to talk about Aunt Viv. We'll talk about Aunt Viv after we talk about Geoffrey. It's nickname season on these shows, y'all. Yes. Jazz is gorgeous, chocolate skin, pretty eyes, owns his own business and wants her. She better quit playing. She better quit playing. And he not intimidated by her influence or success or money, because that's a whole other thing, child. These men be out here and they find out what you do. They find out who you are. They find out you got a couple thousand followers and now all of a sudden they acting weird. Like, girl, act like you know, Hilary. Act like you know. Says, let's get it crunk up on up in this jazzery. Whatever Mary said. That need to be their song. Yes. Yes. Ting has done it again. Get the Mary things. Like, I can't. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all are hilarious. Shari says he probably came to the States for work and was supposed to go back, but never did. Okay, so you think his family is back in Jamaica? Because that's what I was thinking. We need to meet Geoffrey Kidd in the season finale or next season. For real. We need to meet somebody attached to Geoffrey. I don't care if it's via FaceTime. We need to know something. Because we out here riding for him like the black king that he is. And if he got some mess to him too that catches me off guard, I'm going to be pissed. Maybe Geoffrey's son can't get citizenship or something. That's where my mind went. Okay. Nia says when kings show up as kings, some of us women can't seize the moment. We hate that for us. We hate it. We hate it for us. Yeah, Jazz is the real deal. All right, so the couple name that y'all have settled on is Jazzery with 2 Z's. Jazzery with 2 Z's. That reminds me of You Got Served. Beautiful with 2 L's. Oh, I love us. I love black media. His baby is in Jamaica or London, I'm sure. Okay. Kitty says Hilary better act right or I'm coming to collect Mr. Jazz myself. Kenny, you gonna have to get behind Nia because Nia's waiting outside that music shop. Like, you ready to go to Roscoe's? Yes. They brought up his son twice. He's definitely coming. Let's hope so, child. And hopefully he don't have no raggedy backstory because I would just hate that for us. The way I've been going so hard for Geoffrey, I'm like, please don't turn out to be raggedy. Even though I don't think he is. All right. I think in the original he was embarrassed because of his job. Maybe his dealings with the underworld has caused him to keep his distance. Ooh. That's some layers for our you-know-whats. I like that, Tink. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, now we can go on to Aunt Viv. What are y'all thinking about Aunt Viv in this episode? I can't wait to see what y'all got to say about her. Geoffrey doesn't give deadbeat dad vibes. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. That's for sure. Nah, Kenny said whoever get there first. Shanoa says, I'm ready for her to step into her moment. Nia says, I was on her head when I thought that she wasn't going to go do that fellowship. Yeah, I was like, she ain't taking it. She ain't taking it. She ain't taking it. And I understood why. Like, it's such a default for black women. It's just natural. We just naturally do that. We naturally put everybody before us. We naturally just worry and feel like we gotta fix things and do things. And I was just like, God damn it, Vivian. Choose yourself, sis. Choose yourself. Tink Loves Music says Aunt Viv needs to actually exercise saving herself like she claimed she was going to do. Yeah. Zai says Uncle Phil was right about something. She was about to keep herself from accepting the fellowship. Why? And Will is your inspiration now. Didn't see that coming. Oh, I felt that from the jump. Like, she articulated it beautifully, but Will put a whole new energy in their house. So I already figured that had something to do with it. But Zai, I see what you're saying about her keeping herself from accepting the fellowship, but she has like honorable motivations for doing it. Like, watching everything, how certain things are playing out with her family, it's like everything is falling apart. And I feel like that's one of the hardest times that there is to be able to say, you know what, everybody got going on, but I need to save me. That is something that we are just not conditioned to do. We're not. We are conditioned to like jump in and save everybody else, and then hopefully there's enough energy at the end to keep us afloat. So I see what you're saying, but with everything happening with everybody, with her not being able to get through to Ashley, with Hilary having whatever she got going on, I think she can feel that something happened with Hilary, and who knows if she's getting the credit card bills from this damn bungalow that she's staying at. Carlton and what happened with him at church and watching his anxiety pop up. It was like, of course she's going to feel like, well, who in the hell do I think I am to be able to walk away from them in a moment when they need me most? Because that's what we tell ourselves. Yeah, women are conditioned to put others first to our detriment, unfortunately. Two Z's never been to Utah. Jazz is so damn cool. Kenny Force asks, do you think Uncle Phil's actually stepping down for the reason he said, or just that he didn't want to be exposed? I'm going to do that in a video, because again, I wanted to give space to like assume best intention that he wants to choose his family, but something in me tells me that that isn't his leading motivation, because he's just not that type of person right now. I know the men gonna be mad at me. The men is gonna be mad at me saying I'm not giving him enough credit, but I don't feel like he's completely motivated by trying to be selfless all of a sudden. I don't. You think that Viv was scared too, using her family as an excuse? Totally. Because that's also easier. It is so much easier to see, assess, and attack other people's problems than sitting with your own. And that's something that I still struggle with to this day. And I think that that's something that's very natural for us as well. I agree, Dakota. She needs to go forth and put herself first. I know I put this on Instagram and people were responding to it, and this guy responded like, oh, if she chooses the fellowship, then her family gonna fall apart. Well, if that's what's gonna happen, then it's gonna need to happen. Because at some point, what about if she falls apart? What happens to the black woman who is holding with her hands and her feet onto all of these things and trying to pull and keep things together, and the forces are too great? She gets ripped down the middle, completely ripped to shreds and completely destroyed. And then there's nothing left. But if she chooses to let go and release some things and nurture herself, then she'll be there to fight another day and maybe come back later to help bring things back together. Naya says black and brown women have to carry everyone on their backs and never have the time or space to stop and breathe. She gave up on her own happiness for the one she loves and her family. Yep. Shanoa says Viv needs to let Phil do what he said he gonna do. She do need to let him do it, but I also don't blame her if she don't trust him to do it, because I wouldn't trust his ass either. He don't have no track record. She need to let him do it, but be willing to let him fall in doing it, because I don't know if he's going to actually succeed with it. Hi, Shagrita. Loved how she was supporting Ashley about her LGBTQ thoughts. Most parents ignore the signs, and it's refreshing to have a parent who supports their child in those situations. Yeah. Yep. Her family would have supported her to do that fellowship. She didn't believe they would do that for her. I wouldn't have believed it either. Look at how that's been. All of them have willfully accepted her, putting herself on a back burner to prioritize them for years. I understand why she thinks that they wouldn't actually give her the support that she needs. Not just say, oh, we support you, but actually do the things that would look like she actually is getting the support. That would be the support. And honestly, it's going to be a show rather than tell thing, because I honestly think that while Phillip is walking into the season of wanting to support her more, I think that he doesn't fully understand what that's going to look like and entail. And it's probably going to be a bunch of drama around, well, I didn't expect this and I didn't expect that. Well, this is what support looks like, sir. Get your panties out of a wad and get to work. And that's what I mean. You talking all that talk, big fella. Now back it up. Back up that talk, Phillip. Back up that talk. We need to get you a Gucci apron like Hilary got, so that you can be around the house tending to things. Phil needs to get off her back and carry her on her journey. Well, let the church say amen. Yeah, she does deserve. We're gonna see. Honestly, Phillip made a few decisions in this episode. I'm hopeful, but I'm really taking a wait and see approach, because you just don't know. He has no practice in it. He wasn't even cognitive of it. Like, I think that this is the first time he actually stopped to even ponder for a second how selfish he is after Geoffrey told him that. Like, imagine you like 40 and this is the first time that you're registering that your ass is selfish. And meanwhile, you've been benefiting for at least the last 20 years from your wife being selfless, not registering it, not seeing her. Like, it's going to take a minute with him. He ain't going to just be able to flip a switch. Lauren says, I would love for Phil to take a step back and just support his wife in season 2, but we will see. I would love that too. And there are so many men who are just like, if he got to do that, then why is he married to her? And that's just like, it's the hypocrisy for me. Are we partners or am I your damn servant? Because some of these men don't want wives. They actually just want servants. And honestly, y'all could just go ahead and say that. Because all this money that you so-called make or think that you're making could buy you a servant. Since, you know, the money is what matters, and since he provides financially, and that should be enough for her. If y'all want a servant, just say that and go and get one. Like, let's not make this complicated. Show, don't tell us, Big Phil. Yes. If Phil got some of my respect back, now go apologize to G. Yes, he need to go. He got to go make them amends. For sure. Now he says we'll wait on it. Yeah, I'm taking a wait and see approach, honestly. But I think y'all are right. It was definitely layered in there. A little bit of self-sabotage and using her family as an excuse, but then also feeling the responsibility to show up for her family and not sacrifice her family for her dreams. I am so glad that Phil told her explicitly, take the fellowship, because when they were talking in her art room and he was talking about he can handle this and he can handle that, the one thing that he did not say was take the fellowship. And I was just like, I hear you, but until you say those words, it ain't giving you really support. Like, until you explicitly say it, it's not giving. And then now that he's explicitly said it, I'm like, okay, now we cooking with gas. And honestly, I feel like that's going to be like another breakout conversation that we need to have, because in the conversation with Phillip and Vivian in the art room, it was so clear to me how differently men and women communicate, because I was sitting there literally waiting for him to say, take the fellowship, Vivian, and he never said it. So while he's like talking, I'm like, he still has yet to say what I need to actually hear and what I feel like she actually needs to hear. So you basically, like, you saying stuff, but you're not really saying anything, because you haven't said those specific words. And then I was like, well, damn, if he's a man and he's saying all of these things, he thinks that he's communicating this and he thinks that he's communicating that. Meanwhile, it ain't giving what it's supposed to give. And I was just like, yo, this is literally this will be a masterclass example of just how differently men and women communicate and how stuff gets lost in translation. Phil about to be on Apology Avenue because he owes a lot to everybody. Yes. Y'all think that was the last we've seen of Reed, or is Michael Ealy going to be Michael Ealy? And honestly, I hope it's not the last that we've seen of him, because I would love some more. Honestly. I hope it's not the last. Anything else, y'all? I think we talked about everything. This episode was utterly amazing. Brilliant as always. They are 9 for 9 in the ridiculously amazing, dope story that they're telling with Bel Air. This reboot that came out of nowhere and rewrote history, rewrote what reboots are supposed to be, and put the entire industry on notice. Yeah, I said it. Your boy Reed's still on a mission. He will still be alien. Listen, he ain't gonna stop until Viv is in the Louvre. Like, her art needs to be big, big. He ain't letting up on that. How do we think Hilary is getting out of the kill fee situation? Is it gonna be as simple as more sponsorships? Maybe she goes into business with Jazz and like takes a percentage if she does all the social media stuff, and she takes like a commission on digital sales. Like, maybe she helps him launch an e-commerce version of whatever, and then I could totally see that being something. So then they start to mix business with pleasure. Could be more sponsorships. I definitely think that she's not going to go to her dad, which is a little bit annoying because I kind of wish this would be something that she would just go to him for and then let that be that, and from there just start fresh and trying to build her own thing. I would love it if she actually started her own content house and like maybe got her dad to invest in that or something. You're so ready for the tea that Will's dad's gonna spill. Yes, y'all, Will's dad will be appearing next episode. I've already said who I think his dad is gonna be. I'm hoping that it's being played by the actual real life Will Smith. I think that would just blow everybody's mind. I'm totally here for it. And did anyone detect a little something with old girl at the church when Hilary asked to collab with her? Oh yeah, it's a little shady with Karrueche's character. But sis, ain't nobody checking for you with your 10.2 million followers, girl. Don't nobody care. Except for them 10.2 million people. But we don't care, because we ain't one of them. How do we want Phil to apologize to G? He needs to bring Geoffrey back and have Geoffrey sit and watch him give the envelope back to Will. And then he needs to tell Will in that moment that I'm here with you. We're going to go through this together, and then allow Geoffrey to be a part of that. I think that would be a great way for him to start his apology with Geoffrey. Just wanted to say that Hilary understood the meaning of Sunday best with that outfit. Yes. But Hilary's going to forever give a look, okay? She's going to always give a look. We have not gotten to Lou, but Lou is going to present himself next week. I don't know. Maybe Geoffrey goes to find him because he ain't off this yet. Like, what if Geoffrey walks up to the house like, hey, I got a visitor for Will? Will's dad will be in next week's episode, y'all. So we're going to see. I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that Will Smith is going to be the daddy. I don't think he would. I think it would be just like a nice little like cherry on top for the entire season. Like Will coming in and playing this raggedy ass daddy. I'm totally here for it, with like grungy beard and bigger and like just not well kept. I would love it. I would love to see Idris Elba join the show in some way. Why Idris? Vanessa? Idris? That seems random. Nope, definitely not the last. He will be Michael Ealing for sure. That will be another part of the Phil and Viv storyline. As soon as Lou get on screen, we dragging him. We is dragging him. Y'all, Coco Jones's single Caliber drops tonight. So make sure that y'all go and stream that on whatever streaming service you use. I am going to check it out as soon as we get off of this live, because I cannot wait. Yes, that was Karrueche. Olivia, or I can't think of the girl's name. The other little influencer that Hilary talked to at church, that is played by Karrueche. Hilary loves an old nasty Argyle fit. Yes. Yes, Tink. Yes. All right, y'all. Last thoughts. Y'all already gave y'all ranking. I would give this episode, honestly, a 9.9 out of 10. Most of y'all said 9s or 10s at the top of this. Drop your last little thoughts for the episode because we're going to be wrapping up this live. Hit that like button. I don't know how many likes we have on the video, but we need to have a bunch. Hit that like button, y'all. And also, feel free at any point to share on your Twitter, on your Instagram. If y'all share and tag me at ericavane.com, I will always repost you and, shout you out. I greatly appreciate y'all rocking with me the way that y'all do. And if you could continue to share the content and help us bring in more people and grow this audience, I will love you even more. Bring my boy Geoffrey back. I keep reading Geoffrey as Geoffrey because of how it's spelled. Will and his King Richard vibes as Daddy Lou. So don't judge me, y'all, but I still haven't seen King Richard yet. And I'm going to watch it before the Oscars this weekend. But I still haven't seen it. Oh, Kofi, there will definitely be a cliffhanger, but I'm going to probably do a predictions video. I ain't got no predictions for y'all right now because I need to go back and watch the episode. Before these lives, I typically watch the episode twice. This time I only watched it once. So I still got to go back and rewatch it. Justice for Geoffrey, yes. We got to say a collective prayer for Will Smith and his Oscar this Sunday. Yes, dear God, you have already given such beautiful, amazing talent to so many Black actors, but specifically Will Smith. Please cover him as we go into Oscars weekend. And if it is your will, please see that he gets this trophy and his notoriety, as his performance was utterly fantastic. His involvement with the film was brilliant. Y'all see the stories that I literally just stopped mid-prayer to say, did y'all see the stories about how he gave people pay raises because they weren't being paid enough on that movie? It's utterly phenomenal, and he deserves. Lord God, please bless Will Smith with an Oscar this weekend. And shout out to Nia, because we definitely need to pray. Amen. Shout out to Coco and Will for being at the Essence Black Women in Hollywood event tonight. Oh, yeah. I'm going to the Essence house tomorrow. That's part of the reason why this live was late, y'all. I was running around looking for something to wear tomorrow. I haven't seen any of the photos or anything from the event today, though. Thank you. All right, y'all. So I actually do have a couple of other Bel Air videos coming. So before next week's finale breakdown, as well as the finale live, which is going to be big. It's going to be dope. We're going to talk about the whole season as well as the finale. Look out for more videos coming up until next week, because I will be dropping a few, including predictions, special storyline, character arc videos, because I can't seem to let Bel Air go, and I want to just get in as much talk about it as I possibly can, because I can't believe that we're finally at the season finale and it's already here and it just came out of nowhere. Anyway, look out for that. Also, I'll be live on Monday nights to talk about All American. If y'all watch that, be sure to come and join me for the All American Universe live. Yeah. I just dropped my Top Boy breakdowns. If y'all haven't watched Top Boy season 2 premiered last Friday on Netflix. It's so dope. If you aren't watching it, go and watch it. And I dropped all 8 episodes, the breakdown, and I will be having more Top Boy videos coming. So look out for that. Thank y'all so much for subscribing and kicking it with me. I love y'all to pieces. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Another phenomenal live chit-chatting with y'all. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.